Okay, so a couple days ago I was telling you about this generator in a video where I was telling you that there was metal flakes in the oil. It turned the oil gray. And I explained to you the reason that happened was because propane runs hotter than gasoline. And so when I was running this for the well pump, it was running too hot and it thinned the oil out too much, the 5W30 or the 10W30. And it caused metal on metal at the tappet and camshaft lobe, which I have right here. So right here it was metal on metal. There's a tappet that goes around on this. And so as soon as I caught it, well, first of all, I knew the valves were getting tight. I adjusted that last year, but as soon as I caught the oil problem, I realized what the problem was, and then I had to figure out that the propane is what was the cause of it. So I explained all that in this last video. And I think I have some pretty solid solutions to the ideal. First of all, I'm not going to run it on the well anymore. I mean, on a rare occasion I might, but now I know that maybe I should just run it on gasoline. Or instead of running it for 30 minutes at a time, just run it for 5. Shut it off, shut the well off, let it cool back down. There's things I can do to adjust my problem so this doesn't happen again. The other thing is I'm going to put 5W40 synthetic oil in it. So that'll be a thicker oil. So if it does heat up, then it won't thin out so much. And also I'm going to use zinc. Zinc actually creates a metal coating that makes it slippery for a little bit on metal to metal components like this. So older cars. Anyway, I think I've got some solutions in place. I also am not going to, like I said, run it on the well. And if I do, then I probably will just use the new one. As you know, I got 2 of these. And it'll have 5W40 zinc in it also. Because what I'm going to really run these for is just to run the welder. I got the Paralink, which runs both of them at the same time. And so I get 30 amps out of both of them instead of just the 15 out of one. So it doesn't run it up as hard. So like I said, got some ideas on how I'm going to fix this. The other thing I did was I got myself a magnet dipstick. So this will help collect any metal shavings that are still in it. And I'm not seeing any metal in that. I think I'm going to set the camera down for a second so we can take a better look at this. Now, I haven't ran it. This is fresh oil in it. Yep, it didn't collect anything. Just floating around. It probably won't. Now, Tuesday I'm going to get that oil. I ordered it. It's in the Amazon now. So Tuesday I'll get the 40 weight. And then I'll run this for 15 minutes. Drain out this fresh oil that's never been used. This is the cheaper oil. This is the Walmart synthetic 5W30. I'll drain this. That'll give it another flush. And then I should be in pretty good shape. And I'm going to change it, both generators, to 5W40. So, of course, I got a lot of feedback on this because obviously I'm a complete moron. I don't know anything about anything. So, in that video, I mentioned that Honda would not solve this problem. Having a Honda isn't going to all of a sudden make your problems go away. Honda, first of all, doesn't make a propane generator, which is why I got this. They make a bigger one, but I don't need anything that big. At least I didn't think. So the argument, oh, just get a Honda, I mean, which somebody said, even though it was in that other video, I can't believe people say it. I don't understand the concept. He may not gotten to the part where I said it. I don't know. Here's the thing. He says, Honda, much better. You don't have to do near as much maintenance. It's easier starting. Oh, and it's quieter. then those Chinese junk generators. Well, first of all, this is not a Chinese generator. This is designed and is an American company, Champion. The parts, a lot of parts are made in China. But also Honda's parts are made in China too. Remember, that's Japan, so they buy parts from China. But the parts are designed. I've worked in industry. Either you have a Chinese generator, like the Power Smart, that's a Chinese generator. It's built and manufactured and designed in China. But this one was designed here in the United States and has to go through the United States quality control programs. So it's not a China. I mean, in the sense that you're suggesting. So Honda is no better. It's going to overheat just as much as this one is. The only reason a Honda wouldn't overheat is because it runs on gasoline instead of propane. If I ran this on gasoline, we wouldn't be talking about this at all. The whole reason I made that video was to tell people to be careful with running on propane. If you got a camper and you're running your air conditioner for extended periods of time, it needs to slow down and cool off. Now, somebody said, well, you should have just read the owner's manual and that would have taken care of it. So I do read owner's manuals. I'm probably the only guy in the world that actually reads owner's manuals. But I thought, okay, maybe I missed it. Maybe this guy in the comment section has read it also, so that would make two of us. And he saw something I didn't see, so I read it. And there was nothing. There was nothing in it. It said you could run 5W40 synthetic, but other than that, it didn't say why. It didn't say about running 70%. It didn't say anything about propane, that it was hotter. Nothing. It didn't say anything. So that wasn't true. So now I've been called an idiot twice, that I should have done two different things, and neither one of them was a true statement. What was some of the others? Oh man, now I can't think. Oh, you should have known better than to run your well on it anyways. Well, I don't even understand that. Why wouldn't I run it on my well? If I ran it on gas, it would have been fine. The instruction manual goes through power requirements, and it talks about these numbers right here in the instruction manual. On gas, you can get 1850, and on propane, you can get 1665. That's how many watts you can run. So it goes through that and explains how to determine how many watts your device is. So the well, you know, it takes 120 times whatever amps, and it gives you 1500 watts. So yeah, that's about 12, 13 amps, I guess. So that explains what you can put on it. So where was the information that I should have known better? Now, since then, I have done a lot of research. Now, who would have thought that I have to do more research than what the owner's manual or the instruction manual tells you to do? I didn't know that, but doing more research, I have found that I should have known better. That you're not supposed to run more than 70% of the generator's capacity. But I still don't know how I'm supposed to know that. If they don't want you running more than 70% of the generator's capacity, then they should downgrade the numbers on it. But you know, I can't explain it. So where is I'm supposed to know better? The other thing, don't quote me on these numbers. I think I remember correctly, but just don't quote me. For every degree, let's say over 97 degrees or something like that, you lose 1% of your power out of your engine. Now, I don't remember if that was on propane or gas, but that's what it said. So, again, where was that in the instruction manual? How am I supposed to know this information? Who else knows this information? How come I can go online on YouTube and watch guys run their generator for their air conditioner? This generator and run their air conditioner on their camper. One person was maxing it out so much on propane that if he turned on a light switch, it would trip the breaker on the generator. So he didn't know. I don't think anybody on YouTube actually knows that you're not supposed to run it that hard. And if you do, you need to short cycle it, like I'm going to do with the welder. You know, you only weld for a minute and then you shut it off. You know, you should take the arc off, and so then the generator can cool down. I don't think anybody knows that. And if they do, it's because they have worked on generators or they know about propane. One guy mentioned propane has a higher BTU, but that didn't even make sense either, because when I Googled it, it depends on how you measure the weight of gasoline and propane, because one way it can be propane can have more BTUs, but in another way gasoline has more BTUs. So it didn't really make sense to me, but it was also 5 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't pay that much attention to it, and I wasn't that interested. I mean, I understand the concept. The other thing is gas, when it comes in to the carburetor or into the cylinder, there's an evaporation that goes on. So it's actually, the gas itself is actually cooling the cylinder as it's entering the cylinder, whereas propane doesn't. So you also that. The other thing is gasoline actually spreads out in the cylinder more as it's being shoved in there, because it's, I don't know, vaporized, or, you know, it's misty. That's the word. It goes in there in a mist, whereas propane just comes in a big shot, and it doesn't necessarily fill the entire cylinder before the spark plug ignites. So your explosion is in just one piece of an area of your cylinder. At least that's the way I understood it. So there's a lot of science behind propane use on a generator. What these companies are doing is they're just taking their existing generator and they're putting a propane carburetor on it. That's all they're doing. They're not increasing the design of the generator to compensate for the heat. And so I'm not really sure how I should have known that. Honda, I guess, maybe knows that, and that's why they don't make propane generators. So if you want to say Honda is better, fine. And the other thing I want to say about that Honda generator commenter, he said his generator was stolen. It's an $1,100 generator, so this one's $500, $600. His is $1,100, and it's been stolen. And he says, I sure do miss my generator, which is what I've been saying for years on Honda generators. You buy one and something happens to it, you can't afford to get another one. That was a one-time purchase. You're never going to get another one in your life. But with this, I've had 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. I've had 5 of these. So, you know, 2 of them is a Honda generator. Now, since I rely on them, I buy a lot. But the first one burned up in a fire. So if I was like this guy with a Honda, I wouldn't have been able to get another Honda. The second one, I messed up. So again, if it had been a Honda generator, I would have messed it up. The third one, I ran for a long time. So that and Honda would have done just about the same. It lasted 8,000 hours, so Honda couldn't have done much better, or wouldn't have done better at all. And then I've got these 2. And again, I've made a mistake with the propane. So the comments are frustrating because I covered all this in the video, all of it. And either nobody listened, or not nobody, but those people didn't listen, or they're just trying to be jerks. And I don't see the point of being a jerk. I wanted propane. I wanted it for a specific reason, because I don't use these generators enough to have it sitting around with gasoline in the carburetor, and then you got to drain it all the time. You figure when I'm welding, it takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes to set this system up so I can weld. I weld for an hour, and then it takes me an hour to get everything put away because I got to drain that gas. I'm losing money doing that on my hobby business, dealing with generators, whereas I can just disconnect it, throw it to the side and put it away later, and I get on to the next job. I don't think people, either they're just being mean or they just don't think this through. They don't consider everything. They know everything there is to know about living off grid, even though they've never done it. And I better listen to it because they're in the comment section and tell me how dumb I am. And it's just so frustrating. It really does sometimes make you just want to just say, you know what? Why do I do this every day? Why do I torture myself? To try to educate people on what I've learned about actually living off grid. If people are just going to tell me what I should be doing, it doesn't make sense. If you wanted to tell me about propane, you should have told me before I bought it. Hindsight's 2020, you know? So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over my other channel. Really appreciate it. Go check it out. So I hope I can inspire you. I don't know. Know your equipment. Maybe Google it so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.